making people laugh. It's a great thing.
It's an amazing blessing from God. It really is.
Which reminds me, speaking of God, you say in the book that you wouldn't go out with a woman. I guess a woman should not go out with a man who doesn't believe in God.
No, I mean, why would you?
Well, do you believe that only people who are religious are ethical and moral?
No, I just believe if you don't believe in God, then where's your moral barometer? That's just me talking.
I understand.
You can believe what you want to believe, but if you're an atheist, you're basing your goodness and morality on what? I mean, but what is an atheist? I don't really get into that. You know, I've talked to people all the time. I'm an atheist. I just walk away. I don't know what to say to you. You know,
well, an atheist is someone who doesn't quite believe that there is somebody out there, some God out there.
Well, then to me, you're an idiot.
Okay, well...
So I'm cool with that. I'm just probably not the right politically correct thing to say. But if you don't believe in God, I mean, really, you got to have an explanation for this. You just can't tell me this spun out of a gastrous ball.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, then we were evolved from monkeys. Why we still got monkeys? It's too much open here. I just believe that. And if you don't believe that, then I don't like talking to you.
I say, okay, listen, it's fine.
Can you say it on Larry King?
You can say it on any show. Because
Okay.
it's a free country.
It is.
First of all, Steve, I would love to ask Steve Harvey, even if he knows the 10 Commandments, like if he can actually repeat the 10 Commandments, which are supposed to be his moral barometer. I bet you he gets 4, but I can get 4, and I don't even know them, okay? And so the point is that, yeah, idolatry and all that kind of stuff, that's where I'm supposed to get my moral barometer. I would love to ask Steve Harvey if he would kill his kids if God told him to do so, okay? So he cries about his kids. If he heard a voice in his head that said, this is God, take your kid up to the top of a mountain and I want you to stab him, okay? I would love to see, you know, because that's what Abraham did, right? So, or he got stopped, but I would love to see him take his kid up there and listen to God in the first place. His moral barometer, where is his moral barometer? I wonder if he takes his children out, if they're unruly, and stones them to death at the end of town. I wonder how Steve Harvey goes through finding out the value of his slaves, considering that's in the Bible too. So, etc., etc., etc. You know, where do I get my moral barometer from? The same place you do. Well, probably not the same place you do. You think it comes from your Bible. It doesn't, because you can look at the Bible and you can say this stuff is wrong and this stuff is right. Well, I don't know if Steve Harvey can, but I can. All right, so maybe my moral barometer is a little bit higher than his God. But you know, my moral barometer, I treat people fair and honest and in a decent way. Okay, and sometimes people take advantage of that, and that's just how it goes. And by the way, sometimes I don't treat people well. It happens. There's times I've cut people off before, and I've had a bad day, and I've hung up the phone on somebody in the past, just like everyone else, just like every other Christian has, and that's how it goes. And most of the time I feel bad if I do that later on when I reflect on it. But I ain't no different. I get my moral barometer the same place as everyone else. God doesn't tell me what to do. I just do it, okay? He's got a book about relationships, telling people that if they don't have a God in their life, they have no moral barometer. What the hell does that even mean, by the way? By the way, why do most religious marriages and more religious marriages end up in divorce than non-religious marriages? Okay, well, where's their moral barometer? How come these religious people get divorced? What the hell is that? You're not supposed to get divorced. The Bible doesn't talk about divorce. Use death to his part, swear on the Bible, put your hand on there, make a solemn oath. What is this with 50% of them getting divorced? I mean, where are they getting their moral barometer from? All right, so I just don't get it. So my mom is Jewish. My dad is Christian. They brought me up to believe whatever the hell I wanted to believe. And you know what I did? I went to the temple. I read the Bible. I was a philosophy major in college. And you know what I found out? It's all BS, okay? It's a bunch of people who didn't know the answer to stuff, so they created the Sky Daddy, which is what I'm going to get to next. So he goes on the Larry King show when he's talking to, I don't even know what her name was, and he goes on to say, atheists are idiots. If somebody tells me an atheist, I just walk away from him. I got nothing else to say. Okay, well, great. Well, no wonder he can't figure out the explanation to his questions, because he ain't got nothing else to say. He don't want to hear the answers to his moronic questions, all right? So he's like, you got to explain all this stuff. First of all, really? There really has to be an explanation? So let's say I didn't have an explanation for the earth and trees and humans and evolution and cosmology and Big Bang theory. Let's say I didn't have, like, science, okay? If you came to me today and said, hey, here's some stuff, we don't understand how all this came apart. Well, what's your explanation for that? I don't know. That's my explanation. What's yours? I believe an invisible man in the sky did magic and created everything. That's what I believe. Oh, really? Well, I believe you're full of crap. No, I don't believe that. And secondly, we do have explanations. It's called science. It's called pick up a book and read it. Why don't you actually do some learning, and then you'll understand what the hell it is you're talking about and what the gaseous cloud. You're an idiot. Maybe if you understood evolution, you'd understand why, but you're not, because you're just going to walk away. All right? I'm just walking away. All right? Well, good. You walk away into ignorance. In there he says, well, why? That my favorite argument. If we came from monkeys, why are there still monkeys? Okay. Well, if Americans came from Europeans, why are there still Europeans? The same reason, numbskull. Let me tell you why your religious community isn't more together. Because your religious community is all about a bunch of people who want to tell other people how they live their lives. You're not living by God. You're not living by God. You're not living by God. Everybody wants to point fingers, and they forget that every time they point a finger, there's 3 fingers pointing at them. All right? And they don't want to look at their own lives and live their own lives in the right ways, because they want to have power, and they want to tell other people how to live their life. Here's how you should be doing. You should be reading this Bible. You should be at Sunday school. You should be doing this. You should be living a better life. How about this? You live a better life, okay? Go live your own better life, and then if I see that your life is so great, maybe I'll want to be like you and follow your religion. But you know what? You come to me and tell me some BS about why I should be like you or why I should be doing this or that. Why don't you straighten out your own life first, okay? Look at your own habitat and see if I want to be like that. Don't tell me what I should be like. So, Steve Harvey,